Hi, today we will have a look inside this airliner cockpit panel I got from eBay. So as you can see, it is in very nice condition. It is a ATC panel. The switches are real fine. There is on off, 1, 2, standby auto on, numerical keyboard, LCD display, and some specific keys here. So it is a TCAS for Airbus aircraft, made by Sextant Avionique in France. Here is a zoom for you on the model number and date code of June 1998. This F911 thing here is very common. I have this on several aircraft parts. I do not know what it means. I will try to search for it. Sextant logo here, warranty seal here, and this I do not know what they are for. Modification sticker here, and the two plugs with their covers. So one very interesting thing to note is that we have Torx screws on this thing. It is really not often you find Torx screws on aircraft equipment, and there are actually more Torx screws inside. So this is not usual. I don't know if it is a new thing for new equipment or what, as this is one of the most modern parts I have. I have not a lot of things after 1990, so really. So this is very tight fit on this cover. So the cover is made of two folded aluminum parts, spot welded together here. Very thin but quite strong. So what do we have in this thing? Here is the first side. You can see there is some kind of a power supply assembly with a totally out of place Philips Blue electrolytics. I do not know what they are doing in here. Usually these things are crappy as hell. You see them a lot in all the stereos and such, but usually they are not good. I had a bunch of all stock Philips capacitors I had to throw in the bin because they had a very bad ESR and the values were not even close to tolerance. So I guess it may be interesting to test one for ESR. So we'll do it right now and we will continue on this thing. I do not know how it is connected, but usually for ESR you can test in circuit. So it is supposed to be 100 microfarad. It is 93. ESR is 0.74 and it is rated at 63 volts. So yes, the ESR for 100 microfarad, I have a chart in fact in front of my desk, at 63 volts should be 0.3 ohms. And we have 0.77 ohms, so the ESR is not good. Same one here, not the same value. This one is exceeding the 100, and this one is at 111, and this one is at 93. So there is quite a big gap between the two capacitors of the same value. Interesting. So what else? So this is for this side. You can see there are more Torx screws here, and there are little hinge here, so I can flip this open later. Here is the side view. You can see the standoffs here, square stock of aluminium. More Torx screws here, structural piece here. On other side is again the same thing, or at least very similar. So it looks like at least this part is a duplicate. Interesting. Here you have the front panel, you can see the bodies for the rotating buttons, and the keypad switch are little buttons like so, with this plastic piece here. I will zoom in for you. Interesting to see how it is made. Okay, this is the display assembly. 6 digits it seems. All enclosed unit, and it looks like, I will not do it because I do not want to scratch the front panel, but it looks like if we remove these 4 screws, it may allow to pull the whole assembly out. There is a flat flex at the back here, so maybe for field replacement and repair of a possible backlight inside. Okay, so what do we have next? So in here we have a Toreda transformer, a fuse in a fuse holder, which is not very much secured, but it seems it cannot move at all, so it is not an issue. Back PCB here with connectors. One little potted module, I have no clue what it does. And we have these 2 PCBs. So on this PCB here we have mostly small surface mount chips. And a lot of surface mount components also. So as you can see, they are now using surface mount stuff in aircraft parts. Well, it is not really new, I did already see this previously, but so I will remove these 2 tiny screws here. And we should be able to lift this, yes. So here is what we have inside, and we zoom in for you first on this PCB. Looks like we have Harris chips HC574, a whole bunch of them. And here we have this board which is connected with flat flex, as you can see, on the header connectors. And it looks like we have 2 times the same thing. It is a duplicate. I do not know if it is for redundancy or what. We have Raytheon gold on the ceramic ICs. Philips package is here, but there is a sticker so we cannot read what it is. And a whole bunch of other stuff, including these 2 hybrid modules with LM2903 chips on them. They look suspiciously like operational amplifiers. And you can see we have resistors, carbon resistors on the tracks directly, and a few surface mount capacitors. There seems to be the same thing again on the back side. Okay, and at the back here we have more parts. In fact, looks like there is something very interesting here, but it will not be easy to access this. It may be I think it is a quartz oscillator, probably. Yes. What else? We have these 3 screws here are for transistors, it seems, for the power supply section. Quite old school diodes here, as you can see. And more surface mount stuff. So this is for this side. I will undo the other side anyway. It is just a matter of undoing screws, and it seems like putting back the screw is more tedious than undoing them, so we do it later. On this side, what do we have? So you can see this assembly is exactly the same than the other. So some parts are duplicate, it is interesting. And here we have not much in fact. The back of this PCB with a lot of surface mount resistors, diodes, capacitors. Flat flex here, which is soldered in place to this. You can see the back side of the power supply PCB, quite interesting. And it is all for this thing, I guess. So really interesting construction. The only sad thing is the use of probably not so good Philips capacitors for aircraft use. Maybe there are specific series with better specifications, but I am not sure of this because they look suspiciously familiar. If you take apart all the TVs and such, you know they are everywhere in all the equipment, these things. All consumer grade equipments. But it is quite amazing to see them in aircraft equipment. I was expecting something better. Okay, thanks for watching, bye bye.